Hello and welcome back to a little place we like to call the No Holds Bar with me, Adam, host of Comedian versus Economist podcast and widely regarded as one of the simplest minds in finance. Luckily for us though, each week I'm joined by an actual expert to educate me and hopefully you on how they're thinking about stocks and the stocks they're thinking about. It's rapid fire though, it's 20 minutes, 10 stocks, one choice, buy, hold or sell. And we will put our money where our mouth is. We'll be tracking each stock on the Equity Mates website so you can see how things pan out, good, bad or otherwise. And today I am delighted to be joined by Felicity Thomas, Senior Private Wealth Advisor at Shaw & Partners and co-host of the brilliant Talk Money to Me podcast. Welcome, Felicity.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. I love the little brilliant Talk Money to Me podcast. That was great. Thank you for that.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people who listen to your podcast will also be tuning into this one. Anyone who's heard your AutoPad series,
Yes.
I think, is gonna really enjoy this show. And conversely, if you haven't heard the AutoPad episodes or the Talk Money to Me podcast, then absolutely encourage you to go and check that one out. But Felicity, before we get started, we are coming to you from the No Holds Bar, the most stocked bar in the world. And I'd like to offer you a drink before we get started. What can I get for you, Felicity? What's your drink of choice?
Great. So it is 10:30 a.m. I would usually go with
No
a
judgment here. I should let you know. No judgment here in the No Holds Bar.
That's it. I would usually go with a spicy Tommy's margarita. However, I
Ooh.
think just because of the time, I'm going to go with a Bloody Mary.
A Bloody Mary. Oh, I love a
Yeah.
Bloody Mary.
So do I. Like I could really have one right now. I wish
Definitely.
you
Well,
could
let's do
virtually
it.
pass one through.
That's exactly what we are going to do. We're going to both have a Bloody Mary. Tell you what, you've talked me into it. I don't need a lot of convincing, but I'm in. All right, we've got 10 stocks to get through, Felicity, and we're going to start off with a miner, IGO Limited, ASX IGO, currently trading at $9.69. We go, you go, I go, IGO. Felicity, is this a buy, hold, or sell for you?
So IGO is definitely a buy for me. IGO is mining the metals needed for a clean energy future. So your nickel, copper. It also has a 51 stake in what is arguably the best lithium asset in Australia with the highest grade and largest spodumene deposit in the world. Now I've actually spoken about IGO
Sorry,
a
did you
few
say
times.
spodumene?
Spodumene.
Right, I've never heard of spodumene
Ye-
before.
Yeah. You should have. If there's everyone's talking lithium stocks, right, and spodumene.
All I can think is
Spodumene probably.
spodumene SquarePants, but that's
Oh yeah.
something else. Um,
It's a good way to remember it, actually. That is a good way to remember it. Um, Now, I actually have spoken about IGO quite a few times on our podcast,
yep.
Talk Money to Me, but I think it's an even better opportunity to buy right now because it's obviously being sold off due to the recent mixed financial results, as well as the sell-off in lithium stocks at the moment. Really weak prices there. There's also weaker nickel prices, and there's also been a little bit of bad news with one of its JV partners actually choosing not to take the full spodumene entitlement from the green bushes this quarter, again due
Right.
to weaker prices. So to me, it's looking really overdone.
hmm
There's a lot of free cash flow. It's really high, 530 million, up 39% quarter on quarter. Strong net cash position, and they've also recently paid a record dividend of 454 million to shareholders. So best in class
Right.
management, sticking with the buy here.
Okay, brilliant. All right, we've got not one but two banks that we're looking at today. Kicking off with Macquarie Group. Profits were down, I saw the other day. Where are we at with Macquarie Group? Buy, hold, or sell?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to have a buy here on Macquarie
Okay.
Group. Again, it's a diversified global financial. So to me, that's really important when looking at a financial because they've got, again, diversified revenue streams globally. This company is down 20% over the last 2 years, but I think it's oversold. You know, profits are down about 60% from capital markets. We know that there hasn't been any IPOs or any real capital market movement over the last couple of years, but their annuities and private market business actually outperformed. And group assets, so the AUM has actually increased over the last 6 months. The group has a lot of cash, 10.5 billion. And I think what's
Mm.
really positive is the board has announced a 2 billion on market share buyback. So that's providing a lot of support for the
Right.
share price. And what does that mean? Like, to me, that means the board has a lot of confidence in the company. So confidence is high, showing a lot of support. And I do think that when capital markets do roll back to life, which they inevitably will, so will the Millionaire's Factory.
Right, the Millionaire's Factory.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what it's known in the
that's a
industry.
catchy name.
Yeah.
That's well brand. That's good branding there. Their marketing department, if nothing else, is firing on all cylinders. Brilliant. All right, so Macquarie Group is a buy for you. All right, next we got Commonwealth Bank ASX CBA trading at $99.93. Felicity, I was reading about the Vault actually. They put out their marketing team put out a press release about the Vault under the CBA branch in the corner of Martin Place and Castlereagh Street in Sydney. It's fantastic. You should go and have a look. It makes me want to get in there. Like apparently there's like 1,200 safes, and I don't have anything to put in there. But I reckon I just want to just get one and just put like a packet of twisties or something in it just to let me go in and have a look. But anyway,
you should really do that. You should do that.
I don't think they like people going in without owning a safe. Like I don't think it's okay to go and browse the vault at CBA.
Oh yeah, true
unless
security.
Yeah.
Very
Anyway,
important.
CBA, Felicity, buy, hold, or sell.
Yeah, so I mean, I wish we kind of had a trim profits category because I still do like CBA, but I've actually been trimming it for clients. So
What does that mean, trimming it? Just
trimming it. So I'm just
paring it back.
paring it back, taking some profits. I mean, we were taking profits over $100 between that $103, $106 mark over the last 12 months, because I do think there's going to be a bit more downside here. So it's kind of just protecting your gain. But it is something that you could, I'd like to hold in an index fund. It's just not that exciting that I'm going to go out and buy CBA. Like we all know our big four banks are really well capitalized, but with full year results looming, so about the 14th of November, I'm really expecting some margin pressures from home lending, which will continue into next year.
Okay.
There's also intense competition for mortgages, so the banks are barely recouping their cost of capital on new loans at the moment. And actually, in some cases, they're issuing mortgages below the cost of capital. Not too concerned around bad debt here, as they're just increasing the life of the loan. So, moving your 28-year loan to 30 years. But I just think there's more room for share price weakness rather than upside. So that's why I'm trimming or, selling.
Selling, it's a sell. Okay, CBA is a sell for you. Okay. All right, next up, we've got Chrysos Corporation, ASX C79, $7.15. Felicity, I like this one. It's a South Australian company, close to my heart, and had a lovely feature in Mining Monthly the other day. I'm not sure if you're a big reader of Mining Monthly, but nice article there.
I actually haven't read that article, but I will. And see, I was told that it's actually called Syros Corp. Syros, yeah, that it's all silent. But let's just go with C79. It's a bit easier.
C79. I like it. It's a nice stock code too, C79. It's catchy.
Yeah.
All right, is this a buy, hold, or sell for you?
Yeah, so to me, this is a buy. I've actually pitched it over a year ago on the Autopad. Talk Money to Me.
Yeah, I remember it well.
Yeah, so you would have.
I wish I'd bought then.
You would have done really well. Now, I think with this company, they've actually just announced a capital raise today. So I think obviously when a company announces a capital raise, it's good because they're building up the balance sheet. But what it means for us is the share price will most likely trade under that capital raise price. Okay. So a good time to buy because it really has rallied the last couple of days along with every other stock. It's actually a nice relief rally. I've really enjoyed it. I'm a lot happier and in better spirit.
You're glowing actually this morning, Felicity. You're just,
Because I'm usually always so bullish, right?
And
the last couple of months have really had me down. But we're coming back into my kind of territory.
Brilliant. All right, so...
Back on the company. Sorry. So the company's developed a gold assaying technology for the global mining industry. So assaying is essential as it's used to make sure that the precious metals meet various standards of quality. I think what's really important to point out here is recently they announced a global partnership with Barrick Gold and MSA Labs. So this milestone agreement has really validated the industry adoption of their industry-leading technology. We all know Barrick Gold, right? It's one of the world's largest gold miners. So really here it's signaling that C79's photon assay tech is the future. Barrick Gold has actually one of the largest portfolios of tier 1 and world-class gold and copper assets. And so what this has done, it's improved visibility on near-term targets as this partnership covers about 13 additional units through 2025. It's a growth stock. Don't expect a dividend anytime soon, but it's definitely not speculative. But I do think there is a lot of room for growth. It's still under a 500 million market cap.
Right.
Really interesting company to watch. You could say it's the gold standard in ASX growth
Oh, I
stock.
like it. I like the jokes. I like it.
Look, I'm trying to be as funny as you, but
Oh, that's not hard, Felicity. You can take my job in a heartbeat. All right, so Cyros, Christos, however you want to say it, is a buy for you.
yeah, let's go C79.
C79, of course. Very good. All right. Okay, next up we've got Drone Shield. Actually, for the second week in a row, we had Andrew Page talking about Drone Shield. This could be a hot stock, perhaps, or maybe people just really hate drones, Felicity. I'm not sure. ASX DRO currently trading at 28 cents. Felicity, buy, hold, or sell for you?
So to me, this is actually another buy. So agree with Andrew there. I think it's in a really exciting company, right? It provides end-to-end counter-drone solutions that really integrate artificial intelligence software in a suite of hardware products. So it's a triple whammy: air, land, and sea.
The triple threat, the trifecta. It is Melbourne Cup Day tomorrow as we record today on Monday the 6th. So if you're looking for a trifecta, this could be it.
This could be it. Their customers are primarily military and intelligence. So you've got huge names like the Australian Department of Defence, the US Department of Homeland Security, the US Army and Air Force, to name a few. I think if you look at their financials as well, really solid. So revenue's growing. The 4-year revenue CAGR is about 94%, increasing 59% year on year, so double digits. I think this momentum will continue really strongly into next year. I think the outlook really remains positive with the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and now the Middle East. That's actually really driving an increased demand for their products and technology. I think what's important to point out here is they've got a contracted order backlog of 51 million and a sales pipeline of 400 million.
Wow. That's
Huge.
That's promising. Yeah, right.
Absolutely, especially for a micro cap.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's a micro cap company. It's been sold off along with all the other micro cap and small caps. But we don't, this increasing hostility is going to continue. We don't see that stopping anytime soon, as sad as it is. So actually worldwide, aggregate military expenditure is exceeding over 2.2 trillion US. So I think this is definitely one to watch, one to buy. I think also watch here their experience with AI technologies in the counter-drone market, which actually has provided an opportunity to apply its capabilities to the broader field of electronic warfare. So it could be really, really extremely lucrative for this company as it expands on its core business.
And we haven't seen AI go wrong at all ever so far. So I think using it to tackle drones is a great use case.
Well, look, it's a huge addressable market, right?
Yeah,
23.2 billion by 2027. So
Brilliant.
let's hope they can pull it off.
All right, very good. Hey, why don't we take a break here? We'll grab a word from this week's sponsors and be back with another 5 stocks right after this. We're going to be looking now at Deep Yellow Limited, ASX DYL, currently trading at $1.33. Deep Yellow, that was a Coldplay song, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Now you definitely will remember it.
Deep Yellow, not to be confused with Deep Blue, the chess-playing supercomputer from, I think it was the 80s or 90s. There was anyway.
Oh, I don't know. I'm too young for that. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. It's one of those times you don't mean to show how old you are, and then you're like, oh, I remember that supercomputer from the 80s, and you also reveal that you're a massive nerd. Anyway, Felicity, Deep Yellow, is this a buy, hold, or sell for you?
Yeah, so Deep Yellow is another buy. Deep Yellow is actually led by uranium veteran John Borshoff. Now, if you haven't heard of him, he's actually the former Paladin founder and managing director. So as of 2023, uranium prices have really spiked, right? But they haven't always been on a tear. I'm super bullish about the uranium sector as a clean energy source. And I think we even may see a spike in price of over $84 before maybe a long-term sustainable price of 67. What it comes down to here, though, and why deep yellow, it comes down to supply and demand. There isn't enough supply to meet demand here,
Right.
and nuclear power will be key to achieving the global carbon emission targets. Now, deep yellow is up significantly, right? It's up over 90% year to date, but I still think it's a good buy. I think it's actually down about 6% today.
Okay.
But why I really like it is they've acquired and developed really a portfolio of geographically diverse exploration, early stage, and advanced uranium projects. Key competitive advantage. Sorry, let me do that again. Key competitive. I'm tongue tied. All right, let
It
me
was
do
the
that
Bloody
again.
Mary. Blame the Bloody Mary. Don't worry about it.
Mary. The key competitive. Oh my gosh. I should have had a Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
But then I'll probably be jumping out of my seat. So the key competitive advantages here is it's the only ASX listed company with 2 advanced projects. So they've got the Tumas project, which is their flagship in Nambia, as well as Mulga Rock in WA. The Mulga Rock also has other critical minerals like copper, nickel, zinc, etc., which is really good. Tumas will actually be in production 2026. That's very soon. And Mulga Rock has revised DFS in 2024. Got about 27 million on the balance sheet. It's definitely a buy. I don't think there's any other ASX listed that has this. Is this far along on their production, and are kind of ready to capitalize now on the high uranium prices. One to watch, John Borshoff on the helm. It's bound to pay off.
All right. Okay, next up we are looking at Silex Systems Limited, ASXL.
Now I've been rubbed off.
All right, next up we're looking at Silex Systems Limited, ASXSLX. That's a tongue twister. Currently trading at $3.58. This is a quantum computing stock, so maybe it's not a buy, hold, or a sell. Maybe it's all three at the same time. It's a little
How
gag,
confusing.
little gag for the quantum computing fans out there. Felicity, is Silex Systems a buy, hold, or sell?
This is a company that I've been in for a really long time, since probably about 2017 or 2016. So long-term holder here. Now they're focused. Oh, sorry, it's a buy, obviously.
Right.
Get to the point, Felicity.
One question, Felicity. That's all we ask.
Yeah. Just ramble. Now, Silex is focused on the development and commercialization of the Silex laser isotope separation technology. So again, a bit of a tongue twister there. Their primary commercial application of their technology, though, is in the production of different grades of fuel for the nuclear power industry. So it's in the whole uranium play, nuclear decarbonisation. And this is actually licensed to Global Laser Enrichment, GLE, they own 49%, and Cameco, they own 51%. So you'd actually heard of Cameco, one of the large uranium producers. Now, nuclear fuel supply chains are down to only about 3 conversion services. And 2 of these enrichment services, there's only 2 of them outside of Russia. So again, this shows why this company is such, a pivotal, a really positive spot. The share price has been over $5, but I think it's looking like a really good buy at the moment. They've got their pilot demonstration program on track for mid next year and commercial operations in 2027. So this is a buy from me.
It's a buy for Silex Systems. All right. All right, next up, Iris Metals Limited, ASX IR1, currently trading at $1.60. And according to their website, they're currently exploring for hard rock lithium in South Dakota, which follows their failed search for new age prog rock tungsten in East Michigan. Felicity, Iris Metals, buy, hold, or sell?
Yeah, so I'm going to do another buy here.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
We like buys.
So
we like buys.
we love buys, right? I don't really like sells unless I'm selling at a profit.
Yeah.
Now, share price is being really volatile since its recompliance. I think what's really exciting here is the company's large and expanding South Dakota project is located in a really mining friendly jurisdiction, and actually provides the company with strong exposure to the battery metal space. And there's a lot of incentives offered by the US government for locally sourced critical minerals. It's all over the news.
Right.
Now, they've recently had a really positive surface result at their Beecher project, which is in the Black Hills. So And actually, what's really interesting here, historically, the Black Hills pegmatites are actually famous for having the largest recorded lithium spodumene crystals
Ooh,
ever
we're
mined.
all about the spodumene now. I like it.
That's it. We're all
Yeah.
about spodumene. So what the results really showed, shallow, broad lithium intersections, which in turn boost the economics of the project. So it's a
Right.
bit cheaper to mine. They've got around 8 million cash on the balance sheet. So yeah, pretty excited about this company and its future.
It's a
But
buy.
it is volatile and speculative. Just so you know.
Just chuck that in.
Yeah, chuck
I
that
was
in.
all on board, and then, oh, by the way, just be really, really careful. Very good. All right, next we are looking at Qoria Limited, ASX QOR, currently trading at $0.21. I spent 10 minutes on the website. I'm not really still sure what they actually do, but maybe you can help me. Felicity, well, first of all, buy, hold, or sell for Qoria.
Yeah, so this is a buy from me.
Okay.
And that's actually some good feedback to give the company. If you're
Yeah,
looking on the
I'll give them a
website,
call.
and give them a call. And you don't understand what they do. I mean, probably everyone else doesn't as well.
Oh,
Now,
no, don't overestimate my level of intelligence. I'm pretty sure most other people would spend 3 minutes and be fully across what they do. But it looked like a framework for sort of child protection, online protection.
yeah, so it's a technology business.
Right.
It actually used to be called Family Zone Cybersecurity. I'm actually not sure why they
Okay,
renamed
yeah.
it because Family Zone Cybersecurity actually kind of highlights what it does a lot more than Qoria Limited. But
Yeah.
anyway, rebrand. Not
Yeah.
sure about their marketing department, but I'm
Is family zone like the friend zone? Is that what's just one like you get put in the family zone?
put in the
Um,
family zone
yeah,
protected from
protect. Yeah.
threats.
Right,
But it's
brilliant.
yeah,
Nice.
basically technology,
Mm.
right? There's more and more connected devices, and cybersecurity for children is so important. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with these. I didn't grow up with internet. Either would you. So we didn't have these kind of threats that kids do now.
Yeah.
So I think it's a huge opportunity, right? There's going to be about 30.2 billion connected devices by 2030, and revenue growth here exceeding over 1.5 trillion. This company's been underloved, right? But they're actually generating positive operating cash flow in the last quarter. The annual reoccurring revenue is actually up 27% year on year, and they've got over 18 mil cash on the balance sheet. But for some reason, this company is just really unloved on the market.
Right.
This company's it's moving towards cash flow positive generation and profit, with ARR of like over 100 million. So
Right.
it's a buy from me.
What's ARR? Just forgive
Annual
my ignorance.
reoccurring
There
revenue.
you go. Okay. Very good.
So double digits growth as well as, heading towards cash flow positive territory. It's a
Right.
bit of a no-brainer.
No brain. All right, I like it. That's a buy for Qoria. All right, it's time for the big call. And this week, Felicity, you've picked Weebit Nano ASX WBT, currently $3.90. This company had to be founded by a Scotsman, surely. How much nano do you want? Just a wee bit.
Just a
Uh,
wee bit. It's actually an Israeli tech company,
All
interesting
right.
enough.
Oh, there you
But
go.
yeah.
Is Weebit Nano buy, hold, or sell, Felicity?
Yeah. So this is probably one of my highest convictions for
Yep.
over the next couple of years. It's 100%, 1,000% a buy. I had it on our podcast a few weeks ago. Basically, in the semiconductor technology development, it specializes in non-volatile memory technology called resistive random access memory, which is called
Right.
ReRAM. Huge total addressable market. It's expected to reach 124 billion by 2027. They target three segments of the market. So embedded memory, discrete memory, and neuromorphic memory. Now, non-volatile memory is at its critical point because standalone flash actually can't scale down below 40 nanometers and embedded flash can't scale below 28 nanometers. ReRAM can, and they actually have taped out under 22 nanometers and
Wow.
looking to scale that down further. It's also 100 times faster, can withstand more radiation, and is actually a lot cheaper with lower consumption levels. So really it wins on all fronts.
What kind of applications are we looking at for this tiny little memory that we can, like, is it
It's literally everything.
everything?
Phone, everything that you
Brilliant.
use.
Yep.
So it's very exciting. They've also announced actually today, they announced their first revenues, which is very exciting.
Right.
So it's now not a pre-revenue company, even though it was only 100,000 US. That's huge for this business. They've got huge partnerships with the listed US semi foundry called Skywater. I'm not sure if you heard of them. And they've recently announced a relationship with South Korean fab DB High Tech. Now, Now, DB High-Tech serves chip companies like Sony, Mitsubishi, Samsung, Analog Devices, and Toshiba. So you would have heard of all of them.
Yeah.
And even the fabulous chip company Qualcomm. So huge achievements so far. Very excited. I can go into detail on how they make their revenue, but we're probably short of time. So it's just
Not on this show. Not on this show.
Not on
You
this
can't,
show.
Felicity. No,
That's
good.
it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a buy from me. I think watch this space.
Yep.
There's going to be more and more commercial agreements announced, and they're also country agnostic, which I think is really important in this changing world.
Yep. Brilliant. Expertly done, Felicity. This is why we get the experts in. That is the 10 stocks. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to hear more of Felicity's thoughts, you definitely should tune into the Talk Money to Me podcast from Equity Mates Media. If you'd like to hear more from me, you can tune into Comedian versus Economist podcast with new episodes dropping every Wednesday. We'd really love to hear what you thought of this show as well, though. Send us an email, contact@equitymates.com, or hit us up on the socials pages, Facebook, Instagram, the Facebook discussion group, wherever you like. Just let us know. That'd be great. Felicity, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, and we want 5 stars for this.
5 stars minimum.
5
Absolute
stars minimum. Thanks for having me, Adam.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to your company again next time as we look at another 10 stocks.